This is Ryan Trahan.
Check this out, it's called a Furby.
Now, one of the reasons he's able to continue to get millions of views while doing this...
You're not a national security threat, are you, Furby?
Death is inevitable.
Oh, okay.
He is storytelling. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the structure that he uses to keep you watching, show you the technique that he uses to get you invested in the story, 3 retention hacks to keep you from clicking off, and stick around to the end because I'm going to show you the simple trick that he uses to keep you coming back. So to understand how he uses storytelling techniques, we're going to be breaking down this video. I tested 1-star Yelp reviews.
Look, I have collected the craziest 1-star Yelp reviews across all of America, and I am going to put them to the test because these people are either lying or in desperate need of a class action lawsuit. My only rule for this challenge is I have to leave a 5-star review at every restaurant, but I can't lie.
Now, when I watched the videos, one of the things I was most impressed with was how Ryan kept me engaged for the full 20 minutes. I mean, it's hard enough to keep people watching for that first 30 seconds. I personally blame TikTok. But the more I looked into it, I think one of the main reasons is because of the structure. What I noticed in the video is it's not just one long story, it's actually 4 mini stories. And when I saw it through that lens, I realized that Ryan isn't the only one to use it. Look at this Mr. Beast video. It's called Train vs. Giant Pit. And this isn't just a video about one thing. Let's hear the other mini stories that he uses.
We're also crashing countless cars, blowing up thousands of sticks of real dynamite, and even putting 10 jet engines on a car.
So by stacking more and more of these mini stories, both Ryan and Mr. Beast are able to keep you watching longer. Now the question is, how do you actually create one of these mini stories? Well, let's look at one of Ryan's mini stories. So here's how the typical mini story goes. First, he introduces the restaurant.
Best case scenario, I enjoy my evening at New Panda Buffet. Worst case scenario, I get a $20 fill-up box from KFC.
Second, he reads some absurd review.
The waitress comes back with the sodas and has too much in her hand and sits them down on the table and spills it all over me and my $400 clothing and $200 sneakers.
Third, goes inside and is usually a little bit awkward.
Oh no, I'm not. Can I eat here?
Okay. Do you want soda, drink?
Yes, please. Fair prices. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And last, tries to find a reason to leave a 5-star review.
They've got good music playing here. Everything seems to be going well. The service is good. Apparently, this is a popular spot for LA celebrities. I think I have enough information to leave a review.
And when you look at the classic 3-act structure, this follows it perfectly. So first we have the setup. This is where he introduces the restaurant and explains the challenge, aka the terrible review.
The service was slow, and the server was manipulative. The food was cold and not seasoned at all. A total waste of time and money. Sabrina didn't help the situation any, being such a conniving server.
And then the confrontation is all the obstacles that Ryan has to overcome to finally, the resolution, leave us 5-star review. Now, when you're thinking about doing this for yourself, here are some simple questions that will help you create your own stories. For the setup, what does the character want? The confrontation, what is stopping you from getting it? And the resolution, how do you overcome those things to get it? So that's the underlying structure of a mini story. But Ryan uses one key element that really gets the audience actually invested into the story. See, when I was watching this video, something stuck out to me. As Ryan started each one of these stories, he didn't just read one bad review and then go in. And at first, I thought the only reason that he read more was just because it's funny. And while I think that is also true, I think there's another reason. As he's reading all of these bad reviews, he's basically describing how hard this challenge is going to be. Because if it was a normal restaurant that didn't have things like
Such a conniving server,
it would be pretty easy to leave a 5-star review. But since it's going to be a challenge, we aren't sure if he's going to be able to complete it. That actually leads us to the way that Ryan keeps you invested. He wants to make sure that you're unsure if he's really going to be able to pull it off. Notice how confident that you are Ryan is actually going to achieve the challenge in these clips.
So I'm walking into Asia Buffet with some serious fear and resentment towards whatever's gonna happen in here. And immediately I see the owner giving cookies to a small child. I gave him a $1 tip because there were some reviews saying that he gets upset at small tips.
Thank you for tip.
He was so grateful. But as soon as I walked to my table, I started to realize the reviews might have some truth to them. Please take all you want, but please eat what you take. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Help keep the environment a little greener. Only take the napkins you need. Guys, read between the lines, everybody. This owner is not tyrannical. He's a conservationist.
It's all over the place. We go from, this is a terrible place, to, oh, he's giving cookies to a small child, to this owner is a maniac, to actually, he's kind of great, to is he great, to yeah, he's great. That's tension, and it's the same reason movies have ups and downs. Imagine if we went in there and it was like, you know what, this isn't too bad. He didn't have any problems. That would be pretty boring. So for your own videos, you want to use stakes. Show what the character wants, and then really emphasize what's stopping them from getting it. And then highlight the obstacles that raise the tension of if you're really going to get it or not. So stakes and tension keep you invested, but the next element is how Ryan makes sure that you never get bored. He uses 3 different retention hacks. I think all of these can fall under the umbrella of variety. The first one is probably the #1 way that Ryan makes you feel something. Ryan uses music to make the audience feel different emotion. And he does this a lot. Just by changing the music and the mood, it's going to re-engage the audience and make them feel something. Now, this next retention hack actually confused me a little bit because it seems like it would be the exact opposite of what you would think you would do. Between each story, Ryan does this.
There's nothing like driving across state lines with a belly full of steak. I'm still just confused how CJ ate all that food in 5 minutes. It's gonna mess with me all night. No information? Why does no one have answers? I need answers.
He has this much slower pace sequence between each one of them. When you're thinking about keeping people watching, wouldn't you just want to go as fast as possible so people never get a chance to be bored? Well, I thought so, but now I think these clips play an important role. What they do is they change the pace. These are there to give you a breather and to refocus you on the story. If you go, go, go and never slow down, the audience is going to start to feel overwhelmed and then tune out. Now, the last retention hack is definitely the one that Ryan uses the most, and it's a great way to make sure the audience is engaged throughout the entire video. Throughout the whole video, things will be going normally, and then something like this happens.
Look at this one. I'm so sick and tired of steak. Never coming back to this steakhouse. 1 star. What do you even mean by that, Diane? Why did you go?
This is one of my favorite parts about Ryan's content, is he throws in these pattern interrupts that almost catch you off guard, but will keep you engaged. He uses humor.
Melody's review is just depressing? Really? I came here twice, same experience. They just don't care about you. They never will. 1 star. We're here for you, Melody. We are. Somebody check on her.
And surprises.
I'm like 50% sure that's Oliver Tree.
All to keep you engaged. So at this point, the audience is engaged, they're loving it, but there's one thing that Ryan does in his videos that makes sure you actually remember the videos after you watch them. And this usually happens at the very end of his videos. I'm gonna play 2 instances of it and see if you can guess what is going on here.
Clay and I met up and got our favorite McDonald's orders. We actually had a great time together. Turns out he is 5'10". He's an old soul, and he's lactose intolerant too. Maybe the metaverse won't be so bad. Or maybe we just need to spend more time being ourselves.
I was going to do it earlier. I'm trying to do it a little earlier.
What time?
I'd like to be able to do it before.
At the end of these challenge videos, Ryan always seems to learn something, a deeper principle that applies to his life. And what really drives this home is he tries to capture the entire idea of the video in a moment. And that moment is what sticks with you. It's why so many people continue to come back to his videos. His metaverse video can be summed up in the last moment where he meets his new friend at McDonald's, where the childhood toy video can be described through that last scene. I think Ryan understands that using storytelling keeps people watching, but more important than that, he understands that story is what connects us. It's how we learn. It's how we are changed. So with that, thanks for watching.